everybody, welcome to this episode of KCTV. My name's Kaja.
And this is Conley.
And this episode we actually want to go ahead and we want to delve a little bit into the HB2 law that's just been all over the news. Sorry. Around, I would say, mid to late March, Governor Pat McCrory signed into law the HB2 law, which actually, right now, defines that, you are under North Carolina law, have to go to the bathroom that you were biologically assigned at birth. Meaning, someone like Caitlyn Jenner now has to go to the men's bathroom, and someone like Jazz Bono now has to go to the women's restroom. But beyond that, I also want to go ahead and point out that this particular law is it delves a little bit deeper, particularly with employment verifications. And one of the things I want to go ahead and mention, and sorry, I have my copious notes right here because I want to make sure I get this right. One of the other paragraphs I want to go ahead and mention as far as the HB2 law, which is pretty interesting, is Part 3, Section 31 GS 143/422.2.
That's just a mouthful, ain't it?
It is a mouthful. I was look, it's legislation. So, here's what it says in Section C. The General Assembly declares that the regulation of discriminatory practices in employment is properly an issue of general statewide concern, just such as this article and other provisions of the general statutes. Provisions of the general statutes supersedes and preempt any ordinances, regulation, resolution, or policy adopted or imposed by a unit of local government or other political subdivision of the state that regulates or imposes any requirement upon an employer pertaining to the regulation of discriminatory practices in employment, except such regulations applicable to the personnel employed by that body that are not otherwise in conflict with the state law. Basically, what it means in layman's terms, now it's if you happen to be transgender, and frankly, even members of the gay and lesbian community, if you work with an employer and your boss seems that it might be an issue, because we are at a work at will state, you could lose your job. You could actually be dismissed based on that, and you cannot legally sue. I was based on
based on wait, I gotta explain one thing real quick. By the way, what he means by work at will state means that they can fire you pretty much for any reason at all. They don't necessarily have to have a legitimate reason to let you go. For example, they can walk up to Kaja and oh, I don't like your cross, you're fired.
Correct. Yes, I was there is the Civil Rights and the Civil Liberties Act. I was that's in place where prevents that type of discrimination. But because of this law, that now excludes people who identify who I could be discriminated against in my workplace based on my sexual orientation or another person's gender orientation. And that's one of the reasons why, frankly, North Carolina, this little state, has been in an international ticker between NBC in CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News for the past month and a half now.
I mean, come on, we're talking about this guy here. He gets enough discrimination by running his mouth. He doesn't need anything else added to it.
Thank you. It is exhausting to be me.
Me, I just enjoy watching the train wrecks happen.
I mean, of course, as soon as this particular bill got introduced, as soon as it got signed by Pat McCrory, which again we'll get to him in a minute. It's of course, the firestorm was pretty much immediate. I was there have been businesses that have pulled out left and right. Yeah, and I mean, PayPal, let's say Deutsche Bank, as Community Transportation Association of America, Lionsgate Films, and as well as famous popular acts Nick Jonas, Demi Lovato, and Bruce Springsteen. Right now, it's the state is with all these people going against HB2 and pulling out and canceling development and tourism, which is a big part of our revenue in this state. We have already lost an estimated value of $77 million. But here's the real situation. The U.S. Department of Justice just sent a letter to Pat McCrory basically saying that, hey, I was this HB2 law that you have in place, it violates the Civil Rights Act, specifically Title 9. So let me just go ahead and read. It actually came from the Charlotte Observer. The letter states HB2, which preempted Charlotte's anti-discrimination ordinance, violates Title IX, which bars discrimination in education based on sex.
Hold up. I think we have a special visitor coming.
Oh. Blackie!
Actually, I think Mom just pulled up because a white car passed.
Oh. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. Hold
See
on.
what we have to deal with?
Hold on. Okay, so basically, it's like, I went and got this article, from the Charlotte Observer. I was like, and I'm frankly, I'm kind of disappointed, in the news media, because they're making more of a bigger deal about Caitlyn Jenner not going to the bathroom than they are as far as, I mean, it is serious, as, and it's incredibly, against civil liberties, and frankly, just against as a human being. I was like, but I think we got bigger problems than Caitlyn Jenner going to the bathroom, and specifically for this. The letter says HB2, which preempted Charlotte's anti-discrimination ordinance, violates Title IX, which bars discrimination in education based on sex, and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which bans employment discrimination. If the finding is upheld, North Carolina could lose federal funding education. Yes, and this is, I'm talking billions and billions of dollars that goes directly towards education. During the current school, during this year, state public schools have already received $861 million. Last year, the University of North Carolina got $1.4 billion. So this is a very serious problem, that could affect this particular state, hugely from a financial aspect. Now, getting back as far as the harassment aspect, I'm there are already there's already videos circulating where frankly lesbians, and let's be honest, women who frankly women that are strong looking,
Butch. I'm sorry, I can't hold, I'm not gonna hold anybody's hand. Butch, that's the word. He's skating around, dancing around, and
I don't want to say,
Butch.
but I don't want to say ugly. It's I just don't. Okay, it's because beauty's in the eyes of the whole, but let's be strong.
I'm sorry, she looking like a man. She's Butch. I'm
strong looking. It's they've already been harassed by regular police and rent cops, literally being forcibly removed from women's bathrooms because of this law.
And I'm in the back. I'm a female.
This is a girl.
Do I have to tell you again?
You have ID?
No, I do not.
Get out. Then out. Then out. You've got no ID, get out.
This is so sad.
It's and to go back as far as what we were talking about as far as Target, as far as I'm concerned, something like this is crap that I've been dealing with for the past since I was 14, as far as harassment, based on my sexual orientation. Now, as far as gender orientation, the way the law is written as far as going to the men's bathroom, it doesn't affect me at all, because I identify as a man. I was born a man. It's so that aspect doesn't necessarily affect me at all. I'm still going to the men's bathroom. But, for everybody else where it's sort of a gray area, I'm it affects, other people profoundly. And when Target made their particular declaration, I was I wasn't really surprised, because they've always been an inclusive corporation, literally, for the past, 45, 50 plus years. So it didn't shock me at all. Let's see, I was more worried, about our other team members, because look, I've been in fist fights before, and I'm sure it won't be the last time I will be on this particular subject. Yes, and all I know is Kaja will be fine one way or another. But I also know that, with pertaining to this laws and other team members, it's I know that the good majority of the people that work for a corporation ain't scrappers like you and me. You understand? It's they're not fighters at all. Most of them is they're just trying to go ahead and save up enough money to go ahead and pay off the car note of their crappy car that they got on a ridiculously high interest rate, because that's all they could afford. and they're working like part-time, like day to day. That's all they're trying to do. It's kind of like, you remember like a couple of years ago where what was it, Kathy Trudy, like the CEO of like Chick-fil-A, he made like the stance that his stance like on marriage, like equality, and he believes that marriage should be defined between a man and a woman. That's fine. That's completely his prerogative, and he has every right to his opinion. But then I'm like, people, like part of my people would go ahead and show up like at Chick-fil-A's like and videotape like the cash registers like reaction, be like, what do you go ahead and think about like your CEO not supporting gay rights?
I have to say neutral on this subject. My personal beliefs
No, I
shouldn't be in the
understand.
workplace.
Yeah, I believe that too. I don't believe corporations should be giving money to
I'm
hateful
really uncomfortable
groups.
that you're videotaping.
Totally understand. I'll take my water.
It's my pleasure to serve you always.
Like, I think that sucks too. Like, I'm like, most of the time, like, these kids, I'm like,
Most of these kids are in high school just trying to make an extra buck after school. That's all the hell they're trying to do.
exactly. I'm like, and a part of me, like, felt just a little bit afraid, like, for, like, my team members and my corporation, but I also felt a little bit guilty because I'm used to dealing with this mess. Now it's like, with Target going and making, like, this declaration, now these innocent people who are working part-time are now dragged into my mess. For me,
Well, like, the thing is, like, even with me, I've got like I think I told you this before, but we actually had a phone call about, I'll say 3 days prior, we had a huddle about how, like, Target, no matter what, didn't really give a shit. Men can go to men, women can go to women, and vice versa, depending on what sex you identify for. But we also had the guest bathroom, so it didn't really matter well, man.
yes, I'm just like, if you feel really uncomfortable about it, there's a family bathroom. There's one bathroom with one stall and one sink that locks.
And the thing is, about 3 days after this, after they told us, informed us, everybody, that we were going to fall through this, and we could get in trouble for talking or fighting about it like, say we end up discriminating against them in any way, shape, or form. We would be let go at that very moment. There would be no in-betweens, no kind of sort of, our identification was, we are Target. Target supports this, so we support it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anything past that, that's it. And like about 3 days later, we get a phone call, and I was thrown back. I was like, "Hello, how's it going?" It's like, "Well, can I speak to your manager?" And I'm like, "Wow, like somebody's having a bad day."
Right.
Like, I hope it's not my fault. Like, and like I try to get my manager on the phone, like, and he tells me to transfer to a certain line. Unfortunately, the line, of course, is busy, so it bounced back to me.
Correct.
I pick up my phone. I was like, "Hello." She was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, miss. That was my fault. Apparently, I sent you a line that's already be on hold. Let me transfer you to a different number, and we'll get you through. And she was like, in fact, no, don't worry about it. In fact, let me ask you something. Are you guys supporting that ridiculous bathroom thing? Now, me throwing back because all right, that's Jed the Death underneath my radar.
Right.
I didn't really think about it. I actually was taking it back. Like, what ridiculous restroom thing? Where, like, whatever, if you feel like using whatever bathroom you can feel like it. Yes, man, my store does it. It's like, now is that just your store? Is that your entire company? Man, that's company-wide. Target supports that. Fine, click.